Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Another podcast.
Sorry we're late.
Yeah, it's a week. When I put up a status the other week that we were going to be a week late because Survivor Series, and we didn't want to wait a whole month to talk about it, otherwise it'd be kind of redundant. So we thought, let's talk about 3 pay-per-views in one go.
Yeah, you get a... I would say a longer episode, but you don't. We're going to rush this.
We're going to get a shitter episode because we're going to rush it all.
I don't know if last time was a Halloween episode. We'll call this one the Bonfire/Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah,
and speak nothing about it. So deaths, I can think of 2 or 3.
Well, I can only think of one unless you can remind me of it. But the only one I can think of is Malcolm Young.
There's Malcolm Young, who had dementia anyway, so we knew the end was coming quite a couple of years ago. But it's still always sad news.
Still sucks, like the founder of AC/DC.
Yeah, I mean, now it's the future of DC is even in more jeopardy. It was always going to be...
Well, he stopped playing AC/DC a couple of years ago, so I think they got a relative to help.
But they might go, right now he's gone, should we just call it a day?
Yeah, I think they probably should.
There was some tennis player that died. She won Wimbledon a few years ago.
I don't know
she was like, no, I don't either. That's why I can't remember her name. And Charlie Manson.
If you know, comment below.
Yes, Charlie Manson died. Charles Manson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which... a death is never a positive, but he was a bad man. But
He's a bit of a bastard.
He did, but he became almost legend in a sense.
A legendary bastard.
Yeah, not immortal, but you know he's got some form of horrible legacy.
But I would say the main one's probably Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm Young. That's the only ones I can really think of. So let's get the ball rolling.
Cool. Deadpool 2 teaser trailer with Bob Ross.
It was amazing.
I haven't reviewed it. If anybody's thinking why, I said it's literally just because I totally forgot. I thought to myself, I'll do it, and then I didn't. And I thought, I've got a podcast, I'll talk about it then. So
to be honest, you can't really review something like that, because I kind of watched it, and
it doesn't actually show you any proper footage. It's like
really fast,
really quick footage. You get to see Negasonic quickly, you get to see a couple of shots of Deadpool coming out of a coffin.
Yeah, I saw that. Explosions.
You just about to see Colossus somewhere. And there are loads of explosions, a dude with fire, and that was pretty much it. And then you see Cable's hand at the end.
Yeah, I caught that bit. It was more just...
The Bob Ross bit was just...
It's what you kind of expected to see from that kind of crap. But in a way, not.
I am so fucking hungry.
Well, yeah, you expect to see something stupid, but when he's there with his wig on in front of a portrait, you're still like, right, this is Deadpool, but what the fuck is going on?
I love the cutaways. It cuts away and cuts back. It's a full painting.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm so high right now.
Great. And I love the fact that all the colours were names of people.
Well, yeah,
like Millie Brown.
Just coming up as you go, like Clockwork Orange and shit. But I think one of the reasons I like about it is that there's always a complaint in most trailers like, oh, they gave away the best bits.
Yeah,
it doesn't give away shit.
There's nothing given away. You have no idea.
Does it make you want to go and see it?
Yeah. But this is the great thing. I was so looking forward to, obviously, Deadpool 2 anyway. But the main thing I was really looking forward to was the campaign trail. If it looks like it's going to be the same as Deadpool 1. Like the campaign trail and the build-up with the teasers and the trailers and all the little tidbits and everything, all the advertisements are just going to be, again, like Deadpool's wandered into the office and go, that's what we're doing, and everyone's going, yep, sure.
Yeah, it's going to be as equally ridiculous as the trailer does. I think it kind of established... We already knew Cable was going to be in it, but it kind of established what characters would return.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing his girlfriend in it.
No. I mean, she probably will be, but again, it's such quick footage.
Yeah, it was just like, there's the blind girl, the guy from the bar, the blind woman, the guy from the bar, Colossus, the other one, I feel. Yeah, it's such a big name. And, it just was like, this is what's going to go. It's going to be just as ridiculous and funny.
Yeah.
Look forward to it. So, it was good.
Right. Battlefront 2. And talk about the issues that have raised themselves over the last week or two and sent the internet into an absolute explosion.
Well, we had a kind of a brief comment back and forth on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a bit more digging since then.
Well, yeah, I've even seen the EA message, which I thought, for the first time in a while, that I can remember, a company's actually gone, all right, well, listen to you. We fucked up, we're going to take it back.
But it's still not... I mean, great, you can still get every character without paying a penny, but the way the system works is that you have to build up a certain amount of credits and then purchase them, which seems like a normal thing. But when it costs 60,000 credits just to get one character, and you're getting... Apparently it's going to take over 40 hours of gameplay just to get one character. That is excessive. If it was 10,000 credits or something, I'd be like, that's workable. You can play that, you can build it up, and as time goes on, you can build up your heroes and villains. That's fine. But to play 40 hours just to get one character, it's still a bit of a piss take.
I don't. Maybe it is a little bit long, but the way I see it is, say, like, it's out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
this week.
Say it was like 10 hours straight to get one of these characters, right? Most people are going to get it at Christmas. If you put on and go online, which is the main ploy of the games right now, and you go, there are people there, but we'll just play 10 hours straight to get someone. And if you go like, right, first game, and you get wiped out by Vader or Boba Fett or whatever straight away, you're going to be pissed off. So the way I see it is, most people are going to walk in. Obviously, you have to build up skills, learn the controllers and stuff, but everyone will be on the same kind of level. It's just you and a gun.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
It's just a case of, I just didn't think you'd have to put in that much work just for one character. It just seems like a lot of work just to get a character.
Well, it's a weird thing, because most people complain about nowadays, like, oh, that was short, or I completed that quite easily.
Yeah.
This is a great way of not only getting people to go, you're getting your money's worth for this game, in a sense, now that they've got rid of the credits thing, but people are good, because most of the time, especially with like WWE games, for example, they're like popular they've always had bad servers anyway, but it's popular online for about 6 months, and then you forget like the players quickly deplete.
And this is the thing I'm worried about, because I don't want it to do the same thing happen with the last Battlefront, is the fact that everyone gets on the hype train, and then within a couple of months, no one's really bothered anymore. For a game that costs 50 to 60 quid, you expect more.
Well, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I still think I'm going to get it. It's still on my Christmas list, because it does look a lot better than the last one. It still gives you quite a lot.
But you're the campaign kind of person.
Yeah, no, I like the campaign. Apparently the campaign's good, but not great. And I'm not going to do too much online stuff, because I don't really anyway. But there's a lot of stuff to do there to keep me more interested and more entertained. I'm just a little bit annoyed that you have to put in such ridiculous hours just to get one bloody hero or villain, and it's just... It seems like a bit excessive. If they just reduce it down, even if they just down to 20,000 credits that you have to build up, it still seems more manageable. Like, you only have to do about 10, 20 hours.
Possibly. I mean, it's one of them. I'd see it as... I think I put something on the comment as overwhelming, but I meant it as like a positive thing of that whole... If you're there going like with your squad, we got this, and you turn the corner and someone's there as Vader, there will be that shock value of like, oh crap, now we're in the shit. Where on the flip side, where you finally get to be that hero, it's like almost like He-Man. I have that power.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it is.
Feels like earned, I suppose.
Yeah, I think that's what they wanted to do. But like I say, when it first came out, if you can't be bothered to wait, you can give them more money. Forget about it. Because I read that wrong, as in I thought you had to get in-game credits. And I was right, but people go, you can still buy in-game credits for your own money.
Yeah, it's the thing. Yeah, you get in-game credits and you build them up as you go along and get them. But yeah, you also had the option to purchase it with real-world money.
Yeah, now they've got like that for that.
Yeah, which is definitely a good thing. I'm going to see how it goes. I am looking forward to it.
It's a money-grabbing
industry. It's just a little bit disheartening the week before it releases.
It's a money-grabbing industry, now even more so than
EA, isn't it?
It seems to be Star Wars. They don't fuck up with like Battlefield, because I don't think EA do Battlefield, but the other developer do. Which is why they're like, the next Battlefield ain't going to be out for a while because we're doing Star Wars Battlefront 2 at the minute. But there's never been complaints about Battlefield. It's like, well, just do the exact same thing you do with Star Wars.
Exactly.
But sci-fi.
I think they're just trying to capitalise on the fact that Star Wars is mad at the minute again.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
So, which again, like I said, it's money grabbing.
Of course it is, yeah.
Anyway, let's
move on.
Right, these next two topics, to be perfectly honest, is probably going to go straight over your head, because you've probably seen neither of them. Thor Ragnarok and the Justice League. Have you seen
I haven't seen Thor Ragnarok because I keep meaning to watch Dark World. It's on Netflix, just haven't got around to it.
Right. Thor Ragnarok is hilarious. It's a lot of fun.
I will probably see that, because I've always said Thor 1 left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth, but Dark World looks good, and so
Dark World's fun, but Ragnarok is definitely the best of the three.
Okay.
Definitely. 100%.
The Justice League, I've heard stuff that I kind of expected would happen. Of that, it was not great.
Alright, well, I would honestly say don't listen to the rumours.
Right, well, it's all opinions anyway.
Yeah, it's opinions, but in my opinion, I enjoyed it. It wasn't perfect. By no means was it perfect. It wasn't like the Avengers or anything like that, where it was just an almost perfect film, or Civil War or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was still a fun time at the cinema. It was a little bit more light-hearted. It was a lot more fun. The action was a lot... I mean, the plot was a little bit simple. A few of the characters were a little bit rushed. But overall, I came out of it going, yeah, I had fun. I had fun watching these characters together. I had fun seeing them take on Steppenwolf, even though he was kind of villain. But again, it doesn't really faze me that much.
I will watch it.
I'm happy the way they brought Superman back. And that's not a spoiler because everybody knows it's true. Yeah. It should have been in the material. But the way they bring him back, I'm alright. I was alright with it. I thought it was a pretty cool idea. Yeah, overall, I mean, like I say, I gave it 3 stars on my review. Yeah. So it's good, but not great. But it's still definitely worth going to see. It's a lot of fun.
I think to go as for giving goes. I mean, I'm not going to say it sucks because I haven't seen it. But I knew it would be struggle anyway because didn't they have to like rewrite the script 3 or 4 times?
Yeah. But then obviously Snyder's had a personal home issue where his daughter committed suicide, so we didn't have to take over. Yeah, I know. But there's a lot of things. That's one thing I will say for it. You can't tell that there's been two directors. You know, normally if someone takes over, you can always tell where it's been chopped and changed. Yeah. With this, it just seems seamless.
Yeah, well, they probably kept in touch in a way of like, this is what I think should happen. Are you okay with this? But in a kind of I suppose I can review it at the same time. I went to see Jigsaw the other day.
Yes, I've heard from a couple of people that it is shite, apparently.
I'm not gonna. I think it was a good film. They had in a sense of probably the same way you see Justice League, but there was a few twists in there. You could tell it was a different director, which is why I was sceptical from the first place. It just seemed a little bit. You could tell it. I mean, once I slept on it, it was one of them like, oh, would I even get it on DVD? That kind of thing. But I think the way I was more not forgiving, but like prone to like put a thumbs up against it is that I love Saw. So do you think because of your love of comic books since you were a kid, you kind of wanted to to put
I'd say there's like a certain kind of what's the word? Is it naive?
Nostalgia to it, and not naive, but like you want it to work so well because you've been looking forward to it.
I want it to work, yeah, but I was always in the mindset of, well, they've been stumbling all over the place with DC Universe for a while, so I was still sceptical. Even said I'm still sceptical going in, but I want to see what happens. Yeah, and I did enjoy it.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's like if you'd gone in to there not as a comic book fan, but maybe obviously you can't help but hear about these characters, and you went in for like that first superhero movie, would you have been impressed?
That was the first ever superhero movie.
Well, not the first one you saw. If you hadn't like seen anything, weren't really that familiar with the characters. If it was Sarah,
I probably would have come away going, "Yeah, it was alright."
That's alright then.
And it seemed pretty. But after that, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Kind of thing.
Because that's what movies are meant to do. They're meant to like target a certain audience that are fans, but also bring new people into it.
Yeah, like I say, it wasn't perfect. But, I think, like I say, it seems the same as Jigsaw. It wasn't perfect, but it was all right.
Yeah, it's got that for the fanboys. It's a tick. Yeah. So okay, cool.
Stranger Things 2.
It was awesome.
Oh,
it was awesome, man.
But this is the one thing after in a while you may have been able to talk about at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Most times when you have to talk about something you haven't seen it yet.
I binge watched most of it before the Halloween party.
I did the same thing.
So
I think we binge watched it in the space of 2 days.
I watched it dressed as a friend of ours. But I was a little bit concerned anyway because I was thinking in any sequel when you're going to try and do it again, it's like is it going to be as good as the first? If anything, a lot of people said, just as good. I might even class it as just that little bit better.
You think it's better?
Purely because it was darker, and what I liked about it is it was Will that went missing in the first one.
Yeah.
Because he was missing for most of the first season.
He didn't get a lot out of it.
No, he didn't show off his acting skills. I thought he was excellent.
I know, I did as well. I said it on my review.
I was like, where's this kid been?
This dude has some chops.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a lot darker, and you're always urging for, like, right, Eleven's got to meet up with them at some point, you know. I think the only... Again, I might be a little bit more forgiving now that I know Stranger Things 3 is in the works. The only bit I was a little bit like, that was weird, is that they show number 8 right from the get-go. Yeah. And then for, most of the series, you don't see it. Like, did they forget about number 8?
Yeah. And you get one episode.
Yeah, and that episode was a bit weak.
Yeah, it was weak. And I said the exact same thing. It wasn't a bad episode, because I see what it served the points for her to increase her powers and become stronger. I get that, that's fine. But it just took me out of it.
Yeah.
Really, because we didn't pan back to anybody else during the episode. It was just that episode. And it just kind of took me out a little bit. And it's just, at the end of it, it's like, oh, she's going back. It's like, so what was the actual point of this other than her to enhance her powers?
I think it was more... It might have been one of those episodes that, like, it'll be more relevant when 3 comes about.
That I'm hoping.
The characters were... Obviously, there was that gang. And the problem was... You knew it was all about more number 8's development character as well as 11's. But you couldn't really give a shit about the other characters. It was just like, right, even if they are in the next season, off they go.
That kind of gang kind of reminded me of some kind of RoboCop 3 type gang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very... Well,
the
80s.
Warriors.
Yeah. You always knew, anyway... that 11 would go back, so it wasn't like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
You knew she was going to go back.
Of course it's going back.
The only thing I thought, well, that's good, is when they went into the fat guy's place to go and kill him. I recognise him as an actor, and he's not massive, but he's been in a lot. So I was thinking, right, he's going to be quite a main thing in this, because he's been in Constantine and other stuff, and they wouldn't just get him for that one scene. So it's like, right, he'll be more important as things go along. And I'd always said from like the end of season 1, you see the Demogorgon leap at the Whitehead Man, you don't see him die. So when they kind of teased that he's still alive, I was like, yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah. It's that kind of Game of Thrones mindset now. Unless I actually see them die, I don't believe.
If I see their skull get pulled off, fair enough,
their head's on a spike or some shit. Yeah,
but it was so much darker. They brought in Max, which I thought was great.
I loved her. I also quite liked Billy as well.
What a dick!
He was played by the Red Ranger from the Power Rangers reboot. I noticed straight away, and I was like, brilliant.
But straight away, like. At first you're thinking, like, is he going to be a new cool kid? And is he going to put Steve in his place?
Yeah.
And very quickly, like, what an arsehole.
What a dick. And then later on,
his dad
you start feeling sorry for him, because, like, oh no, it's him that's been abused, and he's passing it down because he doesn't know what to do with himself.
And I kind of like... I do kind of like Steve, but there was that kind of thing, I was like, right, someone had to kind of put it to me, like, he actually hasn't been a dick this season. I was like, no, he's actually been a good guy.
This season. But it's done a complete 180 on him.
But there's still something about him that is like, A, he gets his ass kicked a lot, and B, most of the time I'm okay with that. A, I knew Bob would die, B, I knew Bob would die.
It sucks that he died, though.
But I kind of wanted him to. And I
didn't like him?
Because I just thought...
He's the
I think it was just because don't get me wrong, he did a heroic thing, and it was tense when he did all the escape from the lab to get fucked up.
It reminded me of Jurassic Park. They're trying to fit the breakers and that.
Yeah.
Waiting for the raptors to come in.
Just behind the door.
Yeah. That tenseness of it just reminded me of it. It was brilliant.
Yeah, that was the only time I felt bad for him, when he was actually dying. But it was one of them where I thought, he's the missing piece in this whole thing.
Yeah, but it was necessary for her and Hopper to kind of get closer together and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a plot point, really.
I thought the last scene was excellent of the upside down.
The ball.
Because I was, well, not only just because of this is where the characters are now. I was so fucked up when the door closed. You were so close to seeing that thing's face. I was like, show his motherfucking face, and then the door shut. I was like, hey. But that flip up of like that thing still watching them, like right there.
Yeah.
It was one of them where if they hadn't done a Stranger Things 3, it was like. Alright, we know they're safe and it's all good, but that thing still exists and it hates them.
Yeah.
This is more like, now this isn't over.
Yeah.
That gate will open again, blah, 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 blah. So I just thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was great.
And I'm looking forward to 3.
Right. It's time for our extended section of wrestling stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to try and have to remember everything now, so...
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
We'll just remember whatever we can.
Yeah, okay. Ready?
Yep.
The wrestling thing. Ha 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 ha. Good.
Bastard.
Right, so we got 3 pay-per-views to quickly go through.
Yeah, so is it Hell in a Cell first?
Hell in a Cell first.
Then TLC and then Survivor Series.
Yeah,
so
I'll usually we do this at the end, but it feels more right to do it this way. I thought TLC and Hell in a Cell were equally as good, solid pay-per-views, but I'm going to give the edge to Hell in a Cell just because the card was good, but it was one of them where when you really think about it, the 2 Hell in a Cell matches were really where it was at. The rest were okay, but they're standard filler matches.
The main matches that carried it were the Hell in a Cell matches. The first ever tag one, and then obviously Owens versus Shane. Yeah. And that was just...
The Usos' New Day was really good. They did things I hadn't seen before. My only problem was I'd watched some insane Lucha Underground stuff before, so it wasn't like... It hadn't... I probably should have watched Hell in a Cell first.
Like I said, it's difficult, isn't it? It's kind of like, well, you can't top it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I thought... In hindsight, it's like, it's a great match, and Usos won, which I didn't really expect to happen. Was there a women's solo match? Natalia facing
Natalia.
See, this is how out of it we are.
Fuck.
Right, shall we just go? We know what we remember of it.
Let's just go for the bits that we know.
Yeah.
The WWE Championship match was crap again.
It was just they were just rerunning the same stuff.
Yeah, it was the same stuff. It was the same fucking show. And then I thought to myself, why aren't they in the cell? Surely that would spice it up a bit. Surely. Have 3-ish cell matches. Why not?
If anything, I thought maybe they won't put them in the cell because Shinsuke winning would be a big enough moment for us. But no, they went with Jinder again. So it was just...
stupid.
I didn't really get it at all. I don't know if there's a US title match, so I'm forgetting shit already.
Yeah, there was. I think that was when... Baron won it, didn't he?
Oh, yes, against AJ and... it was a triple threat, and it was really good.
AJ and...
Was it Ziggler?
No, it wasn't Ziggler.
Oh, piss balls. Bobby Roode? Bobby Roode, really?
No, it was... Ty Dillinger.
Yes, he made it a thing. I thought it was an excellent match.
It was a good match. And I think the right person won, actually, because I wanted Baron to be in a decent position, and he is. And obviously that follows on later on for other pay-per-views. Yeah. It
was Bobby Roode, Ziggler, wasn't it? But they kind of put the match in the wrong place.
Yeah, I mean, the match was all right, but then the ending was just kind of like...
If anything, they should have opened with Roode Ziggler to go... Because I don't know, I know it's a good thing to get the ball rolling straight away from the cell to come down, but the cell you're going to look forward to anyway.
Yeah.
If the show opened with fireworks, how am I going to sell? And suddenly that Bobby Roode piano gets the crowd invested straight away. So and AJ never puts on a bad show, but it's like Ty put on a great show. Yeah. Now where is he?
I don't know. I don't know. He's just gone again.
I don't get it, but it was all about Kevin Shane.
Yeah, they carried the entire pay-per-view.
See, I was a little bit...
Up everything.
I was so excited for it anyway, then I was a little bit like, just going to okay, because I was checking my watch and thinking, they've only got 10 minutes, and the show went over like half hour, which was great. So they tore each other apart.
And then we got quite a big shot near the end as well.
Well, I was talking to another friend of ours about it, and they were like, really not getting into it at first. And they said as soon as they went to the roof, invested. Now I was so scared for them because usually, like back in the old cell, it was like if they go through, awesome. This is like if they go through the cell, they are dead. So every suplex and like move where they hit the ceiling, I was like, please don't go through. Yeah, please don't go through.
I honestly thought they were going to do it at some point.
It was nerve wracking when Kevin looked like he was going to jump off. It was that
you couldn't get the bottle.
I'm pretty sure it was scripted and his character to go, nah, I can't. But it was a part where I think I was probably just looking at it wrong. Where right before Kevin and Shane did the climb down, Kevin kind of did one of those things. Now in hindsight, his character going, oh bollocks this, I'm going down. I thought at first when he did the arm thing, it was him saying to Shane, nah, I can't do it, kind of thing. I'm going back down. Kind of. Yeah. I was probably wrong, But yeah, Kevin took the bump of falling off the side of the cell, which still a good bump. And we always knew Shane would do the insane thing, but it just looked a lot more vicious this time. He didn't land as snug. No. And the Sami Zayn thing was excellent.
The Sami Zayn thing, hats off to WWE. Didn't see it coming. No. And it's been a while since I haven't seen something like that coming.
It was a small rumour of like, do you think they're going to turn Sami Zayn?
I didn't even hear a rumour. The only rumours I've been hearing so far is that they might turn Sasha or Bayley heel at some point. That's it. I haven't had any rumours about Sami going here because I look at it and go, you can't turn him heel.
But he's doing it well.
But he's doing all right because he's acting like this kind of cocky face.
He's just being a dick, which is great.
Dick, just being that smiley dick. And
smiley dick.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He's just...
I think what is good is that Kevin's that dick where he's just like the miserable dick. Well, so to have his partner being this like dick that's always like positive, where Kevin's negative.
It's kind of like a Bo Dallas type.
Yeah, it's the yin yang alpha omega thing.
Yeah.
So it's working brilliantly, and that's why that match is what put Hell in a Cell just ahead of TLC.
Yeah. So TLC.
Again, I can't remember.
We only had one TLC match itself.
Well, there was hardly any title matches, were there? Because the tag titles Intercontinental Champ were in the main event.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that left a bad taste in my mouth. It was like, yes, I get it's TLC. You should only have one TLC match, but you can have table matches. You can have ladder matches.
Yeah,
even a chair match.
Yeah, it's been a while since they've done that. I think 2012 was the last time they did it, where they had a few matches where it was just a chair match, just a table match.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, chair match isn't the greatest invention in the world, but I would have been happy seeing one.
It up.
Yeah, because they had the Cruiserweight tag match, and I was so sure that Kurt Angle would come out and goes, this is now a table match, just to spice it up a bit. Nope.
Yeah. We couldn't do Bray versus Finn.
That was it.
Bray was injured, so it ended up being AJ versus Balor.
Brilliant.
And it was, I don't know it was a fucking awesome match, but because there was no build-up, it was difficult to get invested, but the match itself was great.
That announcement a few days before, I think I've said this on
everybody
before.
got ill with, what was it? Was it?
Mumps, I think.
The mumps, I think. Yeah,
I've said this before. My brother's like way into this more than me with the whole research to the websites because it's kind of the only job he's got at the minute. So I was on Facebook. It was just like 2-3 days before the pay-per-view, and then breaking news: Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt out, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles in, and I was like, "What?" So straight away, I rang Zach up like, have you heard about this? Because I'm not believing what I just read.
I know, same here. When it came up, I was like... I
think I was getting fooled.
Sarah told me. I said, what's it on? She goes, Daily Mail. I was like, I don't really trust the Daily Mail. And then it popped up a few more. I went,
this is insane. I
started looking, enter. Fucking hell. Zach, it's real.
Zach hadn't even heard about it. He's like, you what? I was like, hang on, let me go to my laptop and you rest that. Like, yeah, it's happening. I was like, right. Great recovery to get AJ from SmackDown to go against Finn. Wow. But to bring Kurt Angle's in-ring career back, which everyone was expecting WrestleMania, which, again, it was probably one of them like, we did want to save for Mania, but we're in the shit here. Can you? Yeah, all right. Is insane. I mean, what a way to get people more pumped.
I mean, it was a great match as well. It's just that the only real bad thing is that we've been looking forward to the reuniting of the Shield for so long now. We finally get it, and then it's just, it's an unfortunate circumstance, and it just kind of put a downer on it. And then, to be honest, since then, I've just not had that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy the Shield are back together, but
they rushed it.
They've rushed it. I haven't got that big buzz or going, oh god, these guys are going to fucking destroy everyone. I just haven't got that. I'm just kind of like, they got back together, but we know it's going to be temporary because very, very soon Reigns is going to be going against WrestleMania, so it's not going to last. It
was one of them where they kind of hinted the Shield getting back together, and in 2 weeks it was happening. It was like, drop the hint on television and then leave it months.
Yeah.
And then when it happens, it's like one of those memorable moments. So, we're looking back now on Raw memorable moments. I want to put the Shield reunion on maybe the top 100, but not like a top 50. It's just like, oh, look, that happened.
Yeah, it's not memorable.
It
really isn't memorable.
What, didn't you enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't... It didn't pump me up.
Yeah, it just didn't get me invested.
So
but the match itself was I quite enjoyed.
I mean, Finn AJ, if we quickly do that, we knew it would be good anyway. It shouldn't have been the Demon because it was like now it would if it was just normal Finn AJ would have had a good match anyway. But you should save the Demon for that storyline build up when they actually have a proper wrestling package. This seemed more. As good as it was, I got that hint they were holding back just a little bit to go, we'll save the good stuff for when we're actually doing this on a bigger stage. Match. Yeah. The TLC match itself...
I still enjoyed it. A couple of people...
It went on a little bit too long.
Yeah, the only thing that got annoying was I was sitting around and was like, come on, Angle, get back in it.
It seems to be kicking the shit out of Seth and Dean for quite a long time.
Yeah, as I say, it's like there was a good 20-minute gap or something like that in there. And I was just like, come on, get him back in the ring. It's taking forever.
There was a couple of moments where it happened to Dean twice, where he hit the table, it didn't break.
Didn't go.
And I was like...
Yeah, the first one he went on top of it and it just didn't bust it
I saw him laugh.
And then the second one, he went onto it and it just flipped out from under him.
But yeah, the second one, I thought, man, he's really hit his head here, either on the edge of the table or on the ramp. When he didn't break the other one, Cesaro kind of recovered by going, yeah, that happened. But I looked at Dean, I could see him laughing his ass off about the whole thing. And he's like, get back into character, get back to character.
And then we put Strowman into a garbage truck.
Yeah, the what got my interest was like when Kurt got put through, because straight from the get-go, I was like, Kurt's looking very nervous, very stiff, not really want to get involved. He's a bit here, which I kind of forget because thinking 3 days' notice, you get back in the ring, hardly any gym time. Of course, you can be like that. But he took a big bump from Braun through the table, which is why he buggered off for a while. Yeah. When Kane accidentally hit Braun with the chair, I was like, right, good development. Yeah. But then they were okay for like another 15 minutes.
And then suddenly Kane just turned on him.
But it didn't seem like now I'm going to get you. It was just like kind of like, oh yeah, Amnesia Kane. I was going to get you, weren't I? Just out of nowhere. It was good, the whole chokeslam through the stage and the chairs falling. Yeah. And it's developed a good storyline. Kurt seemed more on fire when he came back out.
Yeah. Just threw Cesaro over him, didn't it?
But I was thinking, should I be giving more credit to Sheamus and Cesaro here for the start? Because, fair enough, I think it was both. Sheamus took the hits as well, but Cesaro took the big over-the-top toss onto the ramp, and then a hell of an angle down through the table. I thought at one point Cesaro was going to do a full 360 over the barricade. It was good. I thought Seth might have knackered his knee up when he jumped off the ladder and hit the commentator table. I thought, not again. Not on the almost the road to Mania here. Yeah. Don't do this.
Not again.
So, but yeah, it was okay. But
I
would still give the edge to that Hell in a Cell match with Kevin and Shane.
Right, the main one that's literally just happened 2 nights ago. Survivor Series. The one night a year when SmackDown and Raw clash.
Well, it is now.
Yeah, just like Michael Cole says, 17 times.
You could have just said the first time. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. So I suppose I had to oversell that way, but it's like we get it. It's more of a SmackDown versus Raw.
Except for the fact that when SmackDown went on Raw and attacked him, and when Raw went on SmackDown and attacked him, and when AJ and Finn went against each other a few weeks back.
See,
but apart from that, this is the only time of the year.
That was the only time as well where the last SmackDown, I was like, well, obviously Raw going to invade. They've only got one more SmackDown to do it. Of course they're going to invade. Kind of a quick thing to go through because obviously WWE in the UK recently. I went to a house show on one of the Tuesdays, which was a Raw one. Yeah. I had a great time, but at the same time telling my mate, just keep an eye on the SmackDown Live results because we know what's happening in Manchester. So we're getting excited. Kurt's teaming with the Shields again to go against Cesaro, Sheamus and Joe, I think. We're pretty pissed. Like, this is going to be good. Check how SmackDown ended. And mate just goes, he's done it. AJ's beat Jinder for the championship. But you just hear like at the top, Raw Abs, or we were just says, and I'm just telling everybody and their cat that AJ's champ.
I just can't believe they did it, but
it's great for the UK.
It's great.
And for AJ, obviously.
It's a bit of a bitter aftertaste because we know that they're going into the Jinder tour soon. They're not having Jinder but not being champion in that tour.
I have some info about that, which some listeners may already know. I'm a little bit worried anyway because SmackDown in December got the next pay-per-view Clash of the Champions, where not only I'm thinking, well, they're going to go with Jinder AJ again, but tonight, which is Tuesday the what?
11? No.
It's Tuesday.
21st.
SmackDown, yeah. Jinder gets his rematch tonight.
Yeah, I know, which means he's going to win it.
When AJ, obviously, selling all those injuries, took off Brock.
He's going to do
it.
So
it's like, But the Indian tour, I think I've got my facts right here, was meant to be big. It's got so bad selling tickets, I think they've got 2 shows now. The rest have been cancelled.
It's not really a tour then, is it?
And I know that one of the matches is Jinder versus Triple H. Whether Jinder's going to have the belt on him or not is a different story. But anyway, to look at the positive way of it, AJ's a better champ.
Yeah. Instantly you're invested in the title again.
Not only to have it in the UK where, obviously, it's like, finally seeing this, we're getting some good shit over here.
It's the first time that a WWE Championship title has changed hands overseas.
Which is brilliant. And no offence to other countries, but UK, yes, it proves that with those pops and all that, give us a pay-per-view for God's sake. But also the fact that for the UK, it happened in the UK where the whole world of WWE Universe wanted that to happen. That happens over in our country is a great feeling.
Yeah, it is a great feeling.
So, yeah, I mean, to go to the Survivor Series thing, the only matches that weren't, like SmackDown vs. Raw, I believe, were on the pre-show.
I didn't watch the pre-show at all.
It was Kevin Sammy, which surprised me, against Breezango. Obviously, they won. Elias beat Matt Hardy, ridiculously. I think they're building up to the broken gimmick now because Matt's nearly sorted that court case out.
Yeah, he's nearly done it.
And Enzo beat Kalisto for Cruiserweight title. That was it.
I didn't check any.
Shield New Day I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was the opener, but it was still
I thought it was a great
really, really strong
Again,
match. I mean, everybody worked really well, and that includes Reigns. They all worked really well. They all cohesively.
Yeah. Again, I said it was a great way to open. You should be open it because not only does it get everyone pumped when you hear Big E do that, oh, what is that? But what a way to get the crowd ignited. Everyone kind of knew the Shield would win anyway, but
because it was a rush match. To be fair, it was quite last minute.
The SmackDown Raw thing is you don't want to diminish another show really. So I was thinking, is this really going to diminish the New Day? But God, did they make the New Day look strong?
Oh, yeah. I didn't think anyone looked weak coming out that
and
match.
It made you think New Day might do this. You know,
yeah, there's a couple of times.
But
even Sarah went. Do you think they think they
I
can do
felt
it?
that at some point.
I don't think they will, Sarah. I'm pretty sure that the Shield are going to take this because it's the first time they're back together. But yeah, there was a couple of times you think, really?
What I liked,
because I thought to myself, maybe they'll turn Ambrose heel.
Man,
you know, I thought that maybe at some point.
What I liked, which I don't know, it was probably written by somebody else, but again, kudos to Roman for doing this. When Roman and Big E were tagged in, Big E came across as the stronger of the two. And I like that because A, he is, obviously, and B, it's like we're not bumming Roman the whole time. Let's give some Big E a bit of credit here.
He's still got a few boos every now and then. He's got a few you still suck chants.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our mate
but
said...
he did get a few cheers as well.
Our mate said, like, you like Roman now then? Or you got to admit you like him, Roman. I do because he's more... He works better off Dean and Seth. He's more a focused, vicious unit in the Shield. But it's probably going to be that thing, unless they have the Shield go for a couple of years where they can almost do a reset button on Roman's career. Mm. If it is the whole, we're there for a couple of months and now we're going to go our separate ways again, as soon as Roman comes out by himself, he's going to get booed again.
Yeah.
Vince is probably hoping it don't happen, but it's going to happen.
You've got a lot of healing time to make that not be the case anymore.
But it's going to happen.
Yeah.
There was...
The 5-on-5 women's...
Yeah, I heard a lot of controversy about the Becky Lynch going quick.
Yeah,
thing.
I was kind of annoyed, but I was still shocked.
Yeah, I liked the shock element more than the annoyed thing.
Yeah. I was a little bit annoyed because obviously Becky's one of my favourites. I like Becky.
I like the fact that it was an okay match. I didn't even take into account the Nia Tamina thing, and that really put me up.
It was awesome. They were proper going for it. I mean, obviously Nia Jax is the stronger one, but it was
Tamina's
still
the powerhouse.
It was still good. It's like a couple of times where she was doing the splash and all that kind of stuff, and she was
Tamina looked strong.
Really, looking strong. Really looking strong. She even did the snooker stance in the middle of the ring. You literally just catch it because the camera's panning away to Nia on the floor, and you can just catch it in the left side when she's just doing that.
Yes, she should. It was her heritage. I did like the fact that Vince is still going with the whole we're going to make Asuka a beast here.
Yeah.
So because I was concerned, don't pin her.
Well, no, because I said to Sarah, I was like, well. I thought, well, what could happen tonight? They'll make it epic. I was like, well, turning Bayley heel on someone or something like that would be a good thing. This would be a good point to do it, or maybe Sasha or something like that. And I thought to myself, but the only way you can do that, I suppose, is if maybe they're the last two in the ring, but that means Asuka gets pinned. I thought, technically that doesn't take her undefeated streak away because it's not in a singles match, but it still dents it.
And
I don't want it dented, so I thought, well, no, in that case, then Asuka's got to be the one to do it.
Well, someone also said, like, she could do it by count-out disqualification. Like, yes. And again, it doesn't diminish it as much, but Asuka's undefeated in none of those aspects.
Yeah.
She's never been counted out, never been disqualified, never lost.
Yeah, and I just don't want it dented.
Yeah, so it's going strong still. I don't think these are in order, but I remember the two SmackDown victories, because Baron beat Miz in what was a standard match.
It was a standard match, but it's the right person that won.
Baron, yes. Baron getting the Maurice's face, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, because I thought to myself, look, Baron needs to keep strong, he needs to keep pushed, and he's... slowly building back up again.
He needs to get that belt to mean something as well.
He needs to get the belt to mean something. And I thought to myself, Miz losing here, it's not going to diminish him at all.
No.
Because he's on fucking fire. If he loses, with him being a heel, he can just make some vague excuse and then he can carry on.
Well, Baron's heel as well, but what Baron's promo afterwards was brilliant. He shouldn't have said closed, though, to Miz when he goes like, well, my hand's now up, so your mouth's now closed. It's like, no, up and shut, make it work, Baron. And then he's like, and also shut everyone up here as well. And then we just walked off. And that's who Baron is.
Yeah, it was the right move. Definitely right.
Usos beating Sara and Sheamus.
Didn't see that. I thought the Bar were taking this. I thought it'd be close, but I thought the Bar were taking it.
Again, it was a kind of a shocker, but the way they ordered with the matches, I was like, kind of see Usos winning this so that it becomes even. And the Usos needed it more than Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus has already developed as a main event player. Yeah. Cesaro's already had people behind him from day one, really.
Yeah.
And the Usos are just... Even their promo on the way to the ring, just as like, these guys are really good now. Yeah. I mean, they were good, talented...
Having them this kind of in-betweener guys, not heel, not face, but just this attitude, this new persona, just they're having the run of their career.
Well, they're starting really this thing now as well, where of a thing... Because what creates characters is something that... Most of the time, something the crowd can join in with, like the yes chants and what and all that. When the Usos doing that list, it was just blah blah. No, yeah, no. That's something the crowd can join in with, and they've created the Usos penitentiary thing, which I like.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing to develop their character.
It was a really good, solid match as well, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't get bored of it at all.
One thing I like that the New Day are doing now, which I kept saying in Survivor Series in Birmingham, was the whole, and what did Raw do? Nothing! I was like, they've come up with something great again. So, but yeah, the Raw ones were... Oh, sorry, the other SmackDown one was Charlotte-Alexa. Which I thought was a great match.
Great match. I was happy with either one, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't bothered who won this because I love them both. Yeah. But I think, Charlotte was probably the right call.
She was the right call, again, for the results, and she's only just won the belt. So you can't just have it like, oh, I won the SmackDown Women's title, and then a couple of days later, I lost. So, and it also gives Alexa that kind of like, you've on Raw, you might be in control of the division there, but SmackDown, if you ever come over here or
you're screwed,
whatever, you're not the champ around here. Charlotte's good as well. The other Raw victories again were it was the women. Oh, that was it. Women's and the Shield for Raw. Lesnar AJ.
Lesnar AJ. I thought this was meant to be the main event. The way they were pushing it said it was going to be the main event, and it wasn't.
I knew it was going to be one of the two. I didn't mind where they went.
We knew the outcome of this straight away.
But again, they made you question it. AJ hung in there.
And to be honest, when it first started kicking in, I looked at it and went, this is going to be a paint by numbers Lesnar match. It's going to be squash, F5, good night, and it's crushed him. And I thought, you can't do this to AJ. For the first 5 minutes, I was like, they're doing what I don't want them to do. And then he started getting some offense. I was like, come on. So I know you're not going to win this, but make him look strong. And he got some fucking good offense in.
I did call the end because I just thought...
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
The catch him in that
F5, good
But when he went the first time, I was like, that was the one point I was like, AJ might have done this. But when he kicked out, I was like, right, is he going to go for the Styles Clash? And then when he went to go for the forearm again, like, this is it. And it was. But when AJ got him in the calf crusher, that's when the crowd and everyone in the walkabout was like, God! And then Brock just grabbed him by the head up.
Slamming his head down.
Because I was like, he's going to grab his head.
Even a couple of times, I was just like, Brock's been too rough. A couple of times in the first few minutes at least, it was just like, dude, you're being a bit too rough here. You're literally just saying, you can't hang with me, fuck you. Like, I know.
That's who Brock
is, cool having a bit of respect for your fellow superstar. You know
it's unfortunately who Lesnar is.
The
5-on-5.
5-on-5. It was good.
It was good.
I enjoyed it.
Even though people do have to get pinned, and with that all-star lineup, of course, someone has to be the first. So Shinsuke going first a little bit.
No, but they built him fine. Him versus Balor, him wanting to get tagged in to go against Balor was good.
What I love,
Bobby Roode squaring off to Triple H.
Well, this was it. Every tag, it was like, these are like either way. A great big superstar is going to be looking across the ring at another legend. Yeah. So it's going to be awesome. I knew they'd do Bobby Roode Triple H. They did it great with the whole... when Shinsuke did the whole... When he leans his head and dangles his arms against them, and then Finn just reacted to the too sweet to the head.
Yeah.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was good. Did you see them when the lineup... When once Raw was in a SmackDown on the way
Finn
down?
Triple H.
Finn Triple H did a too sweet thing.
Yeah, well, it's a click thing, isn't it?
I know, I thought that was cool.
Cena was there.
Cena, to be perfectly honest, Cena didn't do that much. He had a little bit of a moment in the middle, but
it wasn't a knock against John.
He was just an extra player.
Yeah,
and that's fine. I mean, I don't need him to steal the show for me.
To be honest, I thought Orton would have been the first to go, but he made himself look relevant.
Yeah,
I'm kind of liking his new haircut. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I can't like it.
And obviously the RK out of nowhere to Finn. Didn't see Sammy and Kevin coming out.
Just because I started hearing cheering, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was thinking they're cheering for Shane to get the tag.
And then suddenly they just dragged Shane out and beat the shit into him.
And then Shane kicked the crap out of him with a chair.
Yeah.
Those hits to Sammy echoed. Like, whoa, okay.
And then they just kind of ran off with their tail between their legs.
Yeah.
And then, after that, it was just...
I forgot Strowman was still in it.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh my god, Shane versus Kurt and Triple H. And then Strowman just kind of appeared like, oh god, Shane's fucked.
But the fact that he was the last one there...
Yeah.
Considering he was the first to go out last year... He was the last one there, and obviously because he started this entire thing with the seeds and everything. So, yeah, to have him be the last one there and then...
Yeah.
What happened?
I mean... I think the way they did it was brilliant, because another mate said, like, what Shane did when he invaded Raw a few weeks ago was kind of a heel thing. And I was kind of going, yeah, but all that fell in love and war when it comes to Raw SmackDown. Him not running away with his tail between his legs, going, I put myself into this. If I've got to go 3-on-1 against Strowman, Triple H, Kurt, it's a ballsy move. It makes you give him respect. But the whole Kurt thing, when Triple H came in and pedigreed him,
yeah, so I didn't know what was going on. No, literally, like...
Neither did Braun, which I thought was great.
I didn't know what was going on. Me and Sarah were just looking at each other, looking at the screen, going, what is happening? I was like, he's just pedigreed his captain, sacrificed his captain, put Shane over the top and got rid of him, and then he's standing next to him and helping him up. I was like, are we seeing a Triple H face turn? Because I haven't seen that in a long time. And then, obviously, at the last minute, he faked out.
I liked the tease. I kind of figured, like, he probably will put a good Shane, but this would be awesome if they just both go against Strowman now.
I'll be honest, I would have been happy with either.
But
with either outcome.
They were teasing the Kurt Triple H shoving thing.
Yeah.
I was surprised neither Kane or Jason Jordan made an appearance.
I thought Jason Jordan was going to be the one that fucked over.
Yeah. For a while, I also thought Jinder would interfere in that title match. But luckily he didn't. But Triple H pedigreeing Kurt is the development for their WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
And have you seen Raw yet?
No, not yet. Oh, no, hold on.
Do you know anything?
Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't seen Raw at all. I'm going to see it when I get back.
Believe me, I forgot about it. I saw the results. I lost my mind. It's a good episode.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm going to see it when I get back.
But yeah, Strowman afterwards, because at first I was thinking, right, okay, he's confused and annoyed that he was left out of the loop, but who cares, you won. And it's again about Triple H's ego. But I loved it when he put him in it.
I've never seen him more afraid.
Because the way he was selling it, the eyes and the red, was like,
honestly, I've never seen... I actually was feeling sorry for Triple H. I've never seen that fear in that man. He was terrified.
But Braun had no microphone, but I heard the line loud and clear.
If you ever... It was proper.
Oh, double cross me again. This will be the last game you ever play. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was awesome, and he was just... Oh.
And then there was the footage of Triple H walking into the he's thinking, did he knew
what was going on? Before I finished the match, and I was like, no, I'm not watching it because I don't know what it is. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And he was like, I'm not seeing it. So I watched the rest of the match. It was really good. And I checked that. I was like, ha!
Yeah, it was brilliant. Just a quick, because that's pretty much it. But as a quick go over now, War Games was the night before.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I heard it was good.
Check it. War Games is a weird concept. War Games, now because they got rid of the roof of the cage, so it's just an open cage over 2 rings.
Yeah.
And you can't do any pinfalls or submissions until all 9 men are in the ring, and it's almost a time limit. 3 people start, then every 5 minutes, I think, another team's let in until all 9 are in. And when all 9 were in, because it was Sanity who were in last, they brought in a load of toys with them, like tables, chairs, chains, trash cans, the lot. And there was no blading, but a lot of blood. Like, just a few cuts and grazes here and there. But at one point, I think one of Sanity, by the end of it, he had blood pissing out the back of his head. The Fatal 4-Way Women's match was great. We got a new NXT champ, because Almas beat Drew McIntyre, which I didn't see coming. And it's still wondering if it was meant to, because... I said this to... He didn't show it, but I just noticed a small thing. I said to Twig, I think Drew's hurt. And it came afterwards that he's torn his bicep. And he might be out for 6 months.
So they had to make the...
Yeah. Either Drew was selling the disappointment of losing the belt great, or he was genuinely pissed off because he knew something bad had happened to him.
Yeah.
The match of the night was Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream. I know you don't know who Velveteen Dream is, really.
No, I don't know. I know Aleister Black.
His character is coming off as either a gay or really effeminate guy, which is obviously the polar opposite to Aleister. And he's obsessed with Aleister just acknowledging him and saying his name. And not only were they wrestling great, but they were telling that story excellently through the match. And if you watch it, you'll see how well they told the story. There was something other wrestling based as well, which I've forgotten about. But if it comes to me later, I'll say it. But
anyway, so
that's pretty much it.
So was good.
Yeah. Kudos to Birmingham again. They put on a great thing at Walkabout.
We'll be back for the Rumble, probably.
Well, yeah, I won a table for the Rumble. We won the quiz.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we got table of the room.
It was tense though because we were called the modern day Tikka Masala.
That went you, Twig,
me, Matt, Amy, Twig, Barlow, and Amy's brother and his mate.
Right.
And
so you managed to fill most of the table then.
Yeah, and I hope the thing is, Twig went before the main event because he wasn't feeling very well, and Amy had to go because I didn't know how much he was drinking. But Amy's brother got that pissed that at one point turned around, half the table's gone. I was like, that's weird. It came back like, you see all that sick on the stairs? It's like, oh no. It goes, it's his brother, and they've told him he has to go. So Amy had to sit in the car for the rest of the night until...
What, Matt just sat with you?
Yeah, with me, Matt, Twig, Barlow, and his mate. So it was like, but everyone was still sound. But yeah, we won the quiz. It was tense though, because they were like, there's a double tie. So I was thinking, right, they're going to give a table to two people here. Because tiebreaker question will be after the first match. So both table, our table, the other table, the side of the room were doing proper like wrestling. Come on, and the tiebreaker question, because it was all based on Survivor Series, which they were going shit. They were doing stuff like who was the team in 1980. I was like, oh god. So no one was doing very well. And then they said, right, tiebreaker question, Survivor Series 2000. I was like, right, I might know this. How long was the match between Kurt Angle and Taker? Both of us kind of looked across the room at each other like, no, we don't know. And in the back of my head, I was like, I remember it being quite a quick match. So I put 4 minutes down. And it was whoever was closer. Because, right, the answer was 16 minutes. I thought, oh, shit. Closest was the modern day Tikka Masala. So we got a table of 6 for the Rumble.
Nice.
So yeah, they treat us well there. He's like, you're doing well. Three tables in a row. I was like, yeah, I know, yeah. So anyway, we'll continue.
Yeah, so wrestling stuff over. Did you see the Black Panther trailer that came out a few weeks back?
I did.
The new one, the second one. Better than the first one, I think.
I'm still not that overly excited about it.
Because you don't know a lot about him.
Well, obviously you first see him in Civil War. I don't know him as like a comic book character, but he just, as cool as he was in Civil War, it was just kind of like, I don't think he's I think as a standalone character, he's the weakest to have a movie.
Maybe.
I did again.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean,
I thought that about Ant-Man.
I can't really give it that kind of thing until I see a standalone.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I thought that about Ant-Man.
I really enjoyed Ant-Man, but yeah, I like it when he's with other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
but I can't say that about Panther yet because we haven't seen him stand alone in his own film.
Yeah, so he might be good, but they seem to be really pushing this, like, look, all black cast.
Yeah.
But it's like, so what?
But the trailer itself looks good. Well, it would be a black cast, wouldn't it? Because it's,
Well, yeah, it would, but they seem to be really like, look what we're doing.
Just the media, just ignore that, that's what I do.
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, I think I always say I'll watch it, but like I haven't even watched Thor and Justice League yet. So,
catch the fuck up.
I mean, God, I'm behind on the Netflix superhero stuff, and I really want to watch The Punisher.
Well, that was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Oh, that's a good lead then.
I started watching The Punisher. I watched the first 3 episodes.
Is it good? Yeah.
So far, man, it's fucking awesome.
I thought it would.
It's perfect.
Yeah, well,
I'm 3 episodes in and I'm loving it.
Do you think I need to watch other stuff before Punisher? Like maybe Daredevil 2?
Daredevil Season 2, yes, you need to
watch okay, so I'll have to get that done.
But apart from that, no.
Okay, so, yeah, I do really want to watch Punisher.
Honestly, man, anybody that's out there thinking about watching it, definitely go and watch it. And this is coming from a guy who's only seen 3 episodes.
Well, yeah, I mean, I watched the films, like the recent ones, I suppose. Warzone was okay, it wasn't really advertised that well, and the guy playing Castle was okay, but not great. The one with John Travolta, Thomas Jane,
we said this last time, I think,
was excellent.
Yeah.
Again, I wasn't sure about this new guy, but what I've seen in the trailer and stuff is like he's embodying Frank Castle like
Jay is,
everyone else.
It's awesome.
So like, tell me about my family. I don't know nothing.
Fair enough.
Bang! So that's him. That's the Punisher. So yeah, it looks good.
I got last 2 before questions.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, and I've only just found this out, a Super Mario movie could happen. Apparently, and I'm just kind of like, right, the last one, it was one of those films where it was so shit it were good.
Yes, but well,
do you know what I mean? It is a crap movie. Let's be honest, it's awful. But it's one of those kind of nostalgia ones that I watched.
I really enjoyed it.
It was awful.
Because they kind of did this thing where...
It was just weird.
It was weird. Like, the Goombas and all that were weird. You wanted to see... One of the little... I had with it was... I wanted to see more Bowser than Koopa. Everybody did.
Yeah, of course they did.
They had a good casting for it. I thought Bob Hoskins and the guy playing Luigi were good things. They just kind of made it...
They didn't know what they wanted to do with it.
They tried to make it dark, and they tried to turn it on its head of, like, let's make it an almost Blade Runner kind of universe.
Yeah, they're trying to mix so many things together, and it just didn't work cohesively. But, I mean, as a kid, I still enjoyed it, and like I say, if it's on, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll stick it on, but it's not a great film.
But if you think of the flip side of how light-hearted and happy
Mario
the original... A movie with that kind of nature, because if you're going to be like, oh no, the princess is kidnapped, and you really want intensity, you can't have a plumber walking through a nice, sunny, magical forest like some kind of Pokemon episode. And I'll come to that. That's just reminded me of something that pissed me off, and I think you've seen it.
Yeah, I think I know you're on about. But yeah, as far as the Mario thing's concerned, I'm not invested. I'm not invested. If they said it was Legend of Zelda, I'd be more invested because it's more of a richer history and more grounds to do a decent film.
The history of video games to movies has not been great.
No.
Which is why I've spoke to a mate about this. Like, if they turned around and said, we ain't going to do like a film for Gears of War, Halo, as much as I want to see one, I'd be more gutted if they fucked it up.
Yeah,
so
if
they said, we're not going to do it, it's like, right, you can't fuck it up then, because you're not doing it. But the Pokemon thing...
Yes, let's move to the Pokemon thing before this last thing I'm going to mention.
What was that?
Apparently they can talk now.
Did you see the clip?
I haven't seen the clip.
No, it's not it's Pikachu.
It's just Pikachu.
Mm-hmm. The clip came up, it was...
Is this actually in Pokemon, as in it's part of the series?
No, it's part of the new movie.
The new movie?
Yeah.
Right. The movie's a reboot, isn't it? It's like a
sort of. It's like
a soft reboot.
It's like pretty much the first episode, but lengthened to 90 minutes.
Right.
And they did this thing, I think it was a UK screening, because it was one of those films where they only do limited screenings, and some guy recorded it on his phone, and my God, you can hear the crowd. Like, I was having the same reaction.
Really?
Ash
I haven't checked it. I'm going to check it.
I think it was when Ash Pikachu get attacked by the Pidgeys.
Right.
And they're both lying there.
It's Theros, isn't it?
Birds, whatever, fucked up.
Get it right.
Yeah, I don't care. And they're lying there, and Ash goes, why do you refuse to get in your Pokeball? To which Pikachu goes, because... And everyone goes, what the fuck? Goes, I want to be with you all the time. And everyone's like, no! Fuck this!
No!
And Ash's eyes wide.
Just shitting on my single childhood.
Right. All you could have done is gone, Pika, 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 and his hand go on Ash's heart, and everybody would have got that. It's kind of like if, someone like Eric Rowan was getting interviewed. He obviously is this really intense psycho figure. Like, Eric is all staring daggers at him. Like, you got a title match coming up. What are your thoughts? Well, Renee, what I think is with the path that I'm going. What's going on? What's going on?
What's happening?
Yeah, so it was like...
Yeah, it just took you out.
Meowth is the only one
I'm going to take that clip out.
Yeah, Meowth is the only one that should talk, because they did that right.
Yeah, because he learned. He
learned to talk, but that's the only one that should talk. And maybe Slow King, but I'm digressing now.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's my rant.
Yeah, and the last one, 4 questions. Obviously, we've been talking about in the past that Ben Affleck is not sure he wants to carry on with Batman or not.
Just the room with the new Bruce.
Yeah, they want some kind of cool but graceful end to being Batman and transitioning to someone else doing it. And the strongest rumour is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, I heard another rumour.
What was your rumour?
I heard... you don't really watch The Walking Dead much, do you?
No.
Do you know who Tegan is, though? Guy with the baseball bat with barbed wire? Him.
Okay, yeah, there was rumours going around that
he's got that rugged look that could come off as Batman.
There was rumours going around that he was going to play Bruce's dad in the Flashpoint film, because the Flashpoint film is about time jumping and stuff, and there was an alternative universe where obviously his mum and dad were Joker and Batman. Yeah, because Flashpoint... rumours going that he was going to be the one that did that.
Flashpoint is something the Flash creates, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they've touched on that in the TV series.
Yeah. But the thing I've heard is that Jake Gyllenhaal might be the new Batman.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal. I won't really know until I see him in the costume.
Yeah, same man.
Because I
can't really make an opinion.
It was the same with Heath Ledger and Tobey Maguire. When you first hear like they're playing Joker or playing Spider-Man, it's like Heath Ledger, Knight's Tale guy. As soon as you see him in the makeup and on screen, it's like he's nailed this.
He's got it.
Tobey Maguire. I remember them saying like near the end when his mask was all battered, so you could see his face a little bit. It's like we did that because, and I agree. If you hadn't seen his face at all, it would have been like, I'm pretty sure they got a different Spider-Man to do it. But it's like, no, Toby pulled them both off. He did well. You could believe he was a believable Peter Parker, and he nailed the Spider-Man thing. So I won't really know until I see Jake as
It all depends
Bruce.
on whether Affleck decides 100% he's going to do it.
Well, yeah,
it's just rumours and him just kind of playing with it at the minute. I think it depends on how the solo Batman film goes.
Yeah.
If that goes really well and they get it back, then they'll probably stay.
And I'm, just as a side note here, still fully invested in Gotham.
No, I've lost.
Oh man, the end of the third season was excellent.
Was it?
Yeah, they really are building into Bruce becoming the Bat. The only problem is they haven't once mentioned the word Bat. Not even his fear of it or anything. So it's a bit weird. They've had Ra's al Ghul come into it now, and
okay.
They've still had some shockers. Like you'll have to. I'm not. It's kind of a spoiler, but if you want to see what actually happens, watch it. He kills Alfred. Bruce just full on puts a sword through Alfred's chest.
What?
And that's all I'm going to say. You want to know what fucking happens? Watch it.
Oh, he's going to get brought back with the last pit, isn't he?
Well, it wasn't even that. I can't tell you. Right? Okay, mate.
Is there a reason he kills him?
Yeah. Watch it, motherfucker.
Is Alfred being a dick?
No.
He's just decided to kill his butler.
Sort of, yeah. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know whether I can care.
The thing is, now you're just going to YouTube it. So
I'm going to YouTube it. Yeah.
Okay, right, let's do this.
Okay. 2, 1. Questions. Questions for Josh.
We were both bland. Brilliant.
Both bland.
Yeah.
Double bland.
Double bland.
And there's only one question this week because I literally totally forgot about it.
Yeah, and we're in a rush.
And the question's coming from me.
Oh, okay.
I literally couldn't fucking think of anything else. Right.
It better not be, you alright?
How are you and yourself?
Good.
How is he himself?
He's okay.
The question I've put forward, because we've got The Last Jedi coming out in just over a month, which I'm really looking forward to. We've both got midnight tickets.
Yep.
What would you prefer if you had to pick one? Would you rather see Luke die, or would you rather see him turn to the dark side? Because I've got a funny feeling that maybe one of these is happening in the next film, and
he should die.
No!
Because
I can't have him die!
Because it wouldn't make sense for him to turn to the dark side now. Well, it would in the sense of that he's so depressed because what happened with Kylo and Han's dead, and maybe Leia goes, we don't know. But to be able to resist, because he kind of was and kind of wasn't a Jedi when he fought Vader the last time. That was his last test.
That was the last test, yeah.
So, in a way, he wasn't as strong as he probably is in The Last Jedi and stuff. So for him to resist and survive both Vader and Emperor's attempt to bring him to the dark side, and now to happen now, just wouldn't make sense. It'd be one thing to get another strong character like the Emperor, but he had both the strongest and darkest people in the galaxy then. And I've heard the rumour of who Snoke is, and I know there's all these rumours, but one's pretty convincing.
There's a lot of rumours, yeah.
One which I didn't take into account, but that was convincing, was Cypher Dyas. And it made sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because it's like he's mentioned like briefly once. I know he's in Rebels and he's always in Clone Wars a lot. Like mentioned Cypher Dyas.
He's mentioned once or twice, yeah. But the strongest rumour last time that Cypher Dyas' heart and eyes went into Grievous. But again, I don't know whether that's true.
Yeah. Well, at least by the trailer, at least he's not high ground this time. We actually get to see him, so it's going to be good.
It's going to be good. Looking forward to it.
Right, we'll wrap this up because I'm hungry.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little bit peckish myself.
Yes.
Your mum's going around so she can cook dinner.
Well, I'm the one cooking, so you won't like it.
We'll all be dead.
Yes.
So yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you again in a month.
Yeah, we'll do Clash of Champions and stuff.
Yes.
Right. See ya.
Bye.